Merry Christmas, Liz.
Merry Christmas.
How is it going?
It's going good. I'm getting ready for the holiday season. I'm making sure that our volumes are good,
Yes, I appreciate that.
and our volumes are great. And now I'm going to tweet about this.
Awesome. Yes, please do. I will. I'm gonna send a quick message to some close friends.
Sarah said she would watch, so
FYI, Liz and I just went live on Twitch, and we are going to figure out which Christmas song is the worst.
now I had a very scientific method for coming up with this list.
You developed the bracket yourself from
Yes.
the ground up.
Yes. Which I feel like I didn't do the last time.
Yeah, I was going to ask you if you remembered because I am not confident I'm correct, but the way I remember it was you found an existing bracket of
Yeah,
Christmas songs.
I did.
Last
And
year, we celebrated at around this time we celebrated Mirth Madness,
yes.
and we used a bracket to determine that the best Christmas song is All I Want
Yeah.
for Christmas Is You. The runner-up was Joy to the World.
Right. Yeah.
And this year, uh, we celebrate Mirth Badness. We're going to use the same method to figure out what's the worst Christmas song.
Yes. Which I think will be um difficult and then very easy.
As brackets often go. And while we're at, I'm just going to see how many plain vanilla standard games of arena I can win.
Yes. Now, would you like me to tell you who I have on the bracket?
Uh, Sarah's here. Sarah says, can't wait.
Yay.
Um, I think I just want to hear them as we go.
Okay, that's fine.
I don't think I want to and know what I'm anticipating exactly.
So I had a hell of a time getting this into a bracket. I tried to use the thing that you used
Yeah.
and it did not function well.
Okay.
I feel like cuz yours had 32 in it, right?
That's correct.
When I chose the thing you used for the MCU and picked 32, it gave me 16.
Hmm.
Uh, and I never did try 64, but I didn't want to have to type in everything manually. And so I used something else that is chunky. It's called Challenge. And it's not good, but that's fine.
All right.
It's for people. I also had to say what kind of game it was, and I said it was chess.
This sounds completely unnecessary. You could have just asked and I would have sent you the PDF that I used with, where
Oh,
you can just type in
well, that's smart.
what you please.
But no, I felt like the burden was on me. So let me tell you my thought process here.
Yeah.
I put on songs that I hate. I put on songs that Kenny hates. I
Yeah.
put on songs that are hated. I
Mm-hmm.
put on songs that I polled some of our friends that they hate.
Yeah.
And I also put on songs that seem to be hated by the public, even if I don't agree with that at all. So, like, I actually saw a list that said that All I Want for Christmas Is You was like the 19th most annoying song. And I was like, sir or ma'am or MX person. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a certain there's a criterion that might come up in this conversation, which has already come up in our text messages about this, which is how ubiquitous a song is.
Yeah.
Because the more you hear it, the more you might be sick of it. And I would say that there's no modern Christmas song more ubiquitous than than that one.
Yeah.
The joke is, oh, it's November 1st.
Yeah.
The plays of that song skyrocket.
Yeah. So, I made a list. I checked it twice. And now I put them in. So I didn't try to pair them, I guess is the other thing I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Like I hypothetically could have put sort of like songs together to start with. And I didn't do that. I, in fact, told it to randomly seed everybody.
Okay. That's something.
Because the range here is so wide.
Yeah.
And some of these songs I like. So there we go. And Sarah also contributed quite a few to this list.
Great.
So did Aram. I had Aram contribute since she had just been our guest bud.
I love hearing these names.
So would you like to hear our first matchup? Please.
I want nothing
and I will
more.
I will try to give a little bit of context as to why this is on the list too, just so you can understand.
Okay.
The first is Jingle Bell Rock. Kenny specifically hates this song.
Okay.
Because he hates that it says "Giddy Up, Jingle Horse."
Yeah, there are some questionable lyrics in that song.
Also, if you don't know any of these songs, let me know and I will sing them a little bit for you.
Because we can't play them.
Yeah. And then our next one is "We Wish You a Merry Christmas."
Uh-huh.
Which I forget who said they didn't like this one, but I think that this song is just like, I think it was either Aram or Sarah, and I think the idea is that Sarah's in the chat. It wasn't Sarah, it was Aram then. I think Aram's point was that it's just so repetitive and like not fun.
Yeah.
This is a problem with Christmas songs, which there are a few Christmas songs which are like closer to nursery rhymes.
Yeah.
Which means they're very short.
Mm-hmm.
Which means that they quickly become repetitive.
Yes.
So I feel like this is like a weirder matchup than some of the other ones we're going to have.
Okay, so the first matchup is Jingle Bell Rock versus We Wish You a Merry Christmas.
Yes.
Okay. So, correct me if I'm wrong. But We Wish You a Merry Christmas is also the song where if you get deep enough in the verses, you will use that same melody to sing, "Now bring us some figgy pudding, now bring us some figgy pudding."
Yes, that's true.
So by that...
And then it goes on for 2 more verses about that. We won't go until we get some, and we all like our figgy pudding.
Yes, so Jingle Bell Rock is clearly the inferior song.
Okay, I actually am going to agree with you on that one, yeah.
So Jingle Bell Rock advances because we agree that it is worse.
Yes.
That's right, Sarah. We won't go until we get some.
Okay, Jingle Bell Rock has made it past the first thing. Okay, now this one I almost feel a little bit sad got matched up this way because these songs are both terrible, but one is clearly worse than the other one, I think.
Okay.
So the first one is Happy Christmas, War is Over.
Yep.
You're familiar?
This is the John Lennon song.
This is the John Lennon song. This is the song that has the weirdly the only way I can describe it is like slut shamey, but it's not like, that's not exactly it, but telling me war is over if you want it.
If John Lennon were alive today and this song could be rewritten for the times, then it would go, COVID's over.
Yeah.
If you want it.
It's like this weird personal responsibility thing.
The burden is on the individual. Don't expect anything from the government. This was
which
the
is
first
unfortunate.
song that I texted you about.
Which is unfortunate because, and let me find the rest of the lyrics really quick. I actually don't mind the rest of the song.
That's victory number 1.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Okay.
I
So
just,
the
I just
next.
want to honor my opponent. I just took
Oh, I
down.
see. You mean in Magic, not
Yeah.
in me saying that you don't mind this song.
No, Cloak GR. GG to Cloak Gur.
Good game, Cloaker. Okay, now I don't know if you've heard of this song, Will.
Try me.
Have you heard of the John Denver song? Wait, let
Wait,
me.
wait. Can I stop you right there?
Yeah,
Because I think I know what you're gonna say.
yeah.
Is it "Please, Daddy, Don't Get Drunk This Christmas"?
Yes.
Yes. Do you know why I know that John Denver Christmas song?
No, because I had not heard of it before today, and I I saw it on a list and hit like play on the YouTube video that was embedded. And Kenny was like, I don't think you can put on a song that you haven't heard before. And then it played for like 5 seconds and he was like, this song is terrible.
I've heard of it because it was covered by the Decemberists. And so I have kind of a soft spot for that song. And I really dislike the John Lennon song.
Okay. So we have our first argument. I think I'm going to win you over by using, I think I'm going to win you to my side by saying this song is worse by using pathos.
No,
Are you ready?
Look, we heard quite enough in the most recent podcast episode. We had a guest, so I was staying polite. But it's Christmas and I'm putting my foot down now.
You don't want to hear about my dad being drunk on Christmas? So
Not-
drunk that he had to be hospitalized?
Not particularly, no.
The first Christmas after my parents got divorced?
Again, like like Thor Ragnarok, all the more reason why this material should have a special place in your mind and your heart.
I cannot. This is not a good Christmas song.
I like the Decemberist version though.
Well, can we say that this is a worse Christmas song by John Denver?
I I really think that the John Lennon song deserves to go farther in this tournament. If only because everyone knows that song. You hear it every year, and it stinks. You hadn't even heard of the John Denver song before. It's done you no harm prior to today.
Right, but the reason that everybody knows the John Lennon song is because like 2/3 of that song is actually quite pleasant, whereas 100% of the John Denver song is not.
Remind me, what are in your mind the defensible parts of the John Lennon song?
I like the regular verses. And so this is Christmas.
No.
And what have you done?
Bad.
It's just like pleasant.
No, it's stupid. It's stupid when he says, another year over, a new one just begun. Is it Christmas or is it January? Make up your mind. That's part of a verse.
I think that song is, and I do like that there's a chorus of children. I just don't like what they're singing.
Yeah. Okay, we have a tiebreaker. Sarah is in the chat, and Sarah says, I agree with
Sarah!
Sarah says, hate children chorus.
Sarah, I should have sent the caramels to Will.
This is why I was hoping we would have one viewer, so that
Kim, actually.
so that there would be a tiebreaker.
Also, I guess I just did sort of ruin the surprise, Will. You're getting caramels for Christmas.
I can't wait.
Apple cider caramels.
Is it how are they addressed?
They're going to Sarah.
Oh, they're going to Sarah. Okay.
And she will distribute. You each also have a unique piece of Elliot art.
Oh, good.
I had him do mirror image art where you take a piece of paper and only paint on one side and then like press it down.
I apologize to my previous opponent who I just bested. I didn't honor them with a GG, but I think their name was like phase laser or something. I don't know.
Phase laser.
GG, something that started with P, whatever it was. I think it was a PH.
And then he went back in after they had dried, which I was very impressed with this impulse for a 5-year-old. And he added detail with a black marker.
Oh, yeah. Like shading.
Not like shading, more like it was sort of blobs of color and he added like detail.
Okay. My new opponent is called Invoke Prejudice. Okay. Merry Christmas indeed.
But I do.
Go
I am.
ahead and mute Invoke Prejudice real quick. That's a preemptive mute.
I will say, unfortunately, for everyone except Park, that Park hands down got the best Elliot art.
I can't wait to see it.
Okay, so are you ready for the next matchup?
Yeah, because John Lennon advances, correct?
Yes, correct.
Very good.
So our next matchup is White Christmas and Leonard Cohen's Hallelujah.
Okay. What about that last one is a Christmas song?
That's why it's on the list.
Wait, you can just put anything on and say, well, this makes a really bad Christmas song.
No, because this song is played on the radio as a Christmas song.
I guess I haven't heard that, or at least I don't remember hearing that.
I have heard it and always been like, why is this playing? Do you have a Christmas radio station?
Yeah.
Do you listen to it?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
We have a Christmas radio station that I'm assuming is like a Christian radio station in the off months.
That doesn't sound right to me. I mean, I'm sure that's possible, but that's removed from my own experience. The sort of generic Hits FM station here.
Oh, really?
An all Christmas station in December.
Okay, so ours does not. It's just like it's a station I never listen to, and I have it saved on like my FM2 in my car.
Yeah. Also says Sarah says you're right about this song, and it's dumb. She says.
Good. But yeah, it's not a Christmas song, but it's played as one. So I have a couple of these on this list. There's 2 more that you'll see that we'll have to then. I did this partially to spice it up and partially because I needed more songs. Mm-hmm. And then I put on White Christmas because this is a song that Amelia doesn't like. And Amelia also specifically hates the movie.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I do not think of the movie when I think of that song, but that is definitely a knock against it.
And I, for the record, love that song and that movie.
Yeah, that's interesting. Hang on, I need to be reminded of what this target opponent loses life equal to the sacrificed creature's toughness. Okay. I need to decide which one of these creatures to take out. I guess I'm going to take out the catapult guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is a tough matchup because I don't dislike White Christmas. But I also don't want to see Hallelujah advance because I think it should be disqualified rather than being in the bad Christmas song conversation.
I think it's part of it though, because it still makes me mad when I hear it at Christmas time.
Yeah.
Let me put it this way. If we put through Leonard Cohen's Hallelujah, it's not gonna, the other ones are worse. The ones it's gonna be up against, it's definitely gonna lose again. So,
and let me make sure I know what we're talking about when we're talking about I'm dreaming of a white Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a perfectly fine song. So
yes,
I guess Hallelujah has to advance.
Great. I also love in that movie at the end, they're wearing those like cool outfits.
Yeah, I saw it once. I don't remember it that well. Just remember not caring for it.
Also the dude who's like the army guy who owns the ski lodge looks a lot like my grandpa Parslow, which doesn't really mean anything, but is something that I like about it.
That's nice.
Okay, so here's our next matchup.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Groban's song from the Polar Express, which I believe is called Believe.
Okay.
And Do You Hear What I Hear?
Okay, so do you know my thing with Do You Hear What I Hear?
No.
So my first exposure to Do You Hear What I Hear
Yeah.
was, you know who was a big hit in our household when she had her own show? Was Rosie O'Donnell.
Oh, yeah. We watched a lot of Rosie O'Donnell. She loved those koosh balls.
Yes, indeed. And Tom Cruise, allegedly.
And kissing people.
Sure.
Do you remember this with Scope?
Yeah, now that you say that, I remember it. I had forgotten, but yeah.
I think Listerine put her on some list as like the least kissable people. So Scope did a deal with her where like she kissed every person that came on the show and they had like a little kiss counter.
Oh, okay.
What a pre-COVID time.
Yeah, that rings a bell now that you say it. Perhaps an angel is getting its wings. So Rosie O'Donnell had a Christmas album.
Huh.
I believe it was all duets.
Oh, no, this is not what I'm thinking of. You brought up something from last year that was, I think, the Regis Philbin song that was in our music video episode. That's not this.
Yeah, no, this is not the Regis thing, which we talked about. No. So it was an album of Rosie doing Christmas songs, a duet with someone different on each track. And I don't remember ever hearing Do You Hear What I Hear prior to hearing the version on that album, which was a duet between Rosie and you'll never guess who. I'll give you a hint. Elliot is not a fan.
Kermit?
Did you say Kermit?
Yeah.
You're very close.
Miss Piggy?
Elmo. So that's what I think of when I think of that song.
In a good way or a bad way?
In kind of a nostalgic way, but recognizing what an oddity that is. All right. I'm getting some bad draws here. So what can you tell me about the Josh Groban song that I don't remember?
Let me just, so first off, the Polar Express is a horror show. Let me just play a little bit of this in my earphones so that I can sing it back to you for a second. I listened to it earlier, but, here we go. It's him and he's just going like, oh, why aren't you up here, lyrics? It's called Believe, and it's just like him going like, children sleeping, snow is softly falling. And then it's just like, believe in what you feel inside and give your dreams the wings to fly. You have everything you need if you just believe. But also this, you have to think about this in the context of the Polar Express, which is one of I
don't have to do anything, but go on.
Oh my God. One must consider this song within the context of the Polar Express, which is horrifying and also completely dissonant. So when you hear this song, when the first time you would have heard this song, if you were hearing it for the first time, seeing the movie, you would have heard it like after like this terrifying movie where like Steven Tyler is like fully 3D modeled as an elf. And there's this like ghost hobo that's never like addressed. And it's like the protagonist is like a bratty kid that never redeems himself and still somehow is the Christmas king or whatever. And everyone is Tom Hanks.
I'm happy for you that you watched this movie for the first time very recently. And congratulations on breaking new ground at the end of the year of our Lord 2021 by taking down Robert Zemeckis' The Polar Express.
Listen, it's so much worse than I ever could have imagined. I feel like people are like, it's a horror show. It's not just a horror show. It is so strange.
You have never been later to a party in your life.
Oh
I'm not
my
sure if
God. I don't know. I think I was later to the party when I hadn't seen The Prestige.
No, I don't think so. That movie is not that talked about that much.
Where I was like, oh my God, The Prestige is incredible.
Yeah, that's not a universal take.
But also Josh Groban sucks is the other thing.
Yeah,
he's mean.
Completely. So from what little you sang of that song, I completely recognize it. I am wondering, is it a Josh Groban original and an original for that song, or Sarah says, I admit to submitting this for inclusion just because Josh Groban felt like an important inclusion in this genre, which is completely accurate. Totally makes sense.
And I think that here, let me look up to see.
I fully recognize that song. I'm just curious. Is that the original version, the Josh Groban version that was in the movie?
Let's see.
I would totally believe it.
It's the original version. It was also included on like a Josh Groban like Christmas album later, but
which is probably more so the reason I think it's familiar.
And it was #1 on the US Billboard Adult Contemporary in 2004.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is so funny.
It's as Hamsar once famously said, that's a real popular song.
Yes.
Who wants to hear of it 50 times more? Yeah, so I think that has to advance. What was the other option we were discussing?
Do you hear what I hear? Which I also hate that as a song because it's so slow, but I just feel like this one is more egregious.
Yeah, no, Do You Hear What I Hear I think is a very nice song. And the Josh Groban thing songs really don't.
Okay, good. A child.
Yeah, there's nice versions of that song.
Okay, so next up is a weird mix. It's Jingle Bells and Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas Time.
Right.
And I included that because people apparently hate that song.
Well, yeah, I mean...
I love this song.
In my mind, I think it is funny and interesting. I'm hardly the first person to point this out.
Yeah.
But it's funny and interesting that John Lennon and Paul McCartney each have a famous Christmas song. They're both overall like really well regarded and played very often. Mm-hmm. But also, I'm sure that the Paul McCartney song has a reputation for being actually not very good. And in my mind, the John Lennon song deserves a similar reputation. I'm not sure how popular of an opinion that is.
No, I think so when I was looking up a bunch of the lists, a bunch of people I would say that I saw both of those songs equally as often.
Yeah, I think the fun, interesting question in my mind is which Beatle wrote the worse more annoying Christmas song.
And I think, John, I
And
think
I
that
think it's
simply having a wonderful Christmas time is just sort of bouncy and fun and pleasant. And I think, I feel like I am simply having a wonderful Christmas time when I listen to it. I like the weird synth.
well, yeah. I think what you can level against it is it's so repetitive. The synth it's so simplistic that it kind of. I thought this would go over the. Hang on, I need to adjust something here. It's so simplistic. It feels like you just like hit like a default button on a keyboard that has a bunch of like preset like tunes. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you mean like the melody sounds simplistic, not the words?
Yeah, I mean like the synth melody sounds like you just hit a button on a Casio keyboard that says like bouncy or something.
I think it's a little bit more complicated than that, but I don't know. It's just like it's not. I don't think it's as repetitive as a lot of Christmas songs. It's long and it's a correct length. It's not like, and as somebody whose child has been singing Christmas songs, I can tell you which ones are short.
It's
Holly Jolly Christmas is very short, way shorter than you think it is.
It's sort of funny when funny in what I think is like an unintentional way when he sings, the choir of children sing their songs they practiced all year long, and then a choir of children sings ding dong
Ding,
ding
dong,
dong
ding,
ding
dong.
dong
Yeah.
ding dong ding dong. I don't know whether to give it points or take points away for that detail. I told you by text message I thought Jingle Bells should be in the conversation because it's so ubiquitous. And what was the other one I said was Rudolph, right?
Yes.
And both of those songs I feel like are just they're some of the Christmas classics.
Yeah.
The sort of default version of them or the best or the most heard version of them is like the Bing Crosby version or the Andy Williams version or something like that. Whereas in the case of Jingle Bells and Rudolph, I feel like the platonic ideal version of the songs is like children your child's age.
Yes.
Just like scream singing them in an
Yes,
auditorium.
correct. Yes.
I think Jingle Bells has an edge over Paul McCartney just by virtue of being such a traditional, enduring classic.
I feel like Jingle Bells is worse for me in this matchup because it's very repetitive and also it's so ubiquitous. Like, what's a jingle bell? Like, it's so ubiquitous that it almost doesn't mean anything anymore.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's the melody of it is in my head the same way that like the Itsy Bitsy Spider is.
Yeah.
Like I can remember it and it's not bad, but it's just that, it's not interesting. It's not like I would ever hear the melody to Jingle Bells and be like, it's anything other than like a slice of white bread,
Yeah, and it certainly doesn't help Jingle Bells' case that the melody begins with, blink, 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 just the same note like 7 or 8
Yes, exactly.
times.
as famously made fun of in A Charlie Brown Christmas.
Yes, that's right. So yeah, I think part of me is kind of trying to be cool by shitting on the Paul McCartney song. I do think that I'm at the very least I am capable of having a good time listening to that song, even if I don't enjoy it every time I hear it.
Yeah.
So I can move across the aisle in it just enough to say that Jingle Bells can advance in this matchup.
A plus. Okay. So next is Santa Claus is Coming to Town, but specifically the Bruce Springsteen version.
Okay.
Have you heard that version?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
And then this is a great matchup because I actually don't know which one I'm going to pick. And then Dominic the Christmas Donkey.
Jiggity jig.
Are you familiar with that song?
Jiggity jig, It's Dominic the Donkey. Jiggity jig.
The Italian Christmas
The
Donkey.
Italian Christmas Donkey.
So I want to bring up two things about my relationships to these songs. The first is that Kenny hates this Bruce Springsteen version, and he always has, because he hates how it's like it just sounds like Bruce Springsteen's like fucking around on stage or whatever. And there's like so much at the beginning of that song before it actually starts the song. When Elliot heard that song on the radio for the first time this year, he was like, "Is this a Christmas song? I don't think this is a Christmas song."
Uh-huh.
Dominic the Christmas Donkey, I had not heard of until I started dating Ken. I was like 20 or 21 or 22.
Yep.
And when I said that song, that's not real, that's fake, because I hadn't actually heard the song. He was just mentioning it, and then he had to play it for me.
Mm-hmm.
I said, "What do you mean it's Dominic the Christmas Donkey? What does that mean?" And he said his response is just the Italian Christmas donkey. I was like, that makes less sense. Why is this donkey Italian? Do you have any feelings? Because I feel like I could go either way here.
I like Dominic more than I like Bruce.
That's fair. That's absolutely fair. I guess I feel like the Dominic the Christmas Donkey song sucks, but I feel like it's at least weird.
It's weird, it's catchy, it's jaunty, I think it's fun. It's about an Italian Christmas donkey. I don't know what more you could ask for.
And yeah, and the reason I put the Bruce Springsteen version specifically is like Santa Claus is Coming to Town is sort of like a whatever song.
Yep.
And then he just makes it bad. It's just like a bad recording. Like, why couldn't he have a good recording of the song at least?
Yeah, I don't know it well enough to judge it by that particular metric, but I think I've been annoyed by that version of that song in the past.
Great. I will make that one go on then. Okay, our next pairing. Drummer Boy.
Mm-hmm.
And The Holiday Season by Andy Williams.
It's the holiday season. That's
the holiday season, which then later morphs into "He'll be coming down the chimney down."
That was a weird victory.
What happened?
They conceded out of nowhere. GG Kaji Kaji. Just gonna update my notepad here.
Sometimes I just quit a game if I'm bored or if I need to take care of Elliot. So maybe that happened.
Yep, that's very possible, and it still counts as a W.
Yeah.
For me.
Yes.
So it's the holiday season or what?
Or Drummer Boy?
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't dislike either of these, but for me, it's the holiday season is a way better song
Good,
than
because Drummer Boy is my least favorite Christmas song. Flat, hands down. I hate that song.
Fair enough.
It's so slow.
Mm-hmm.
It's slow plot, so plotting.
Yeah.
It's like not even fun to sing like if you were drunk or something
Well,
because it's so slow.
well, here's the thing, and maybe you don't have this association, but Little Drummer Boy is one of a few songs that I can't. Oh, first time chat from Ahane141.
That's probably Aram.
Hi, if it is, hi Aram. Drummer Boy is terrible. Yeah, so I was saying Drummer Boy is yeah, it's me. Yep. It's one of a few. Thank you for saying nice hat. I always think of The Office when I hear.
Me too.
Yeah. Okay. So you do have that association.
And in fact, let me tell you, when The Office happened and that was Angela's favorite song.
Right.
I was like, this tracks because the
song
song sucks.
You were vindicated, right? Mm-hmm.
And I like Angela as a character, but the idea that like she's the most like cold and terrible Christmas Scrooge
and milk toast and yeah. Sarah says, I really have to say that while I won't argue the winner here, I really hate the holiday season song. I really like Andy Williams's voice, and I like the part of that song that goes like whoopee whoop dickory dock. That's just a fun one to sing along with, especially if you can do kind of an Andy Williams thing with your voice,
which I feel like you probably can. Well, I think you have a very nice voice.
Born free.
So we can agree, at least for now, that Drummer Boy is worse.
I think Drummer Boy needs to advance, yeah.
And yes, the song was in fact on this list because Sarah hates it so much.
Oh, the holiday season, yeah.
It was funny because I said to her, I was like, are there any Christmas songs you hate? And she was like, no, I like Christmas songs. And then she was like, I'm remembering them now. I hate
And then
like,
suddenly, yes, they all came flooding back.
Okay, so
It's the holiday season.
the next matchup is a good pop modern matchup.
Mm-hmm.
Christmas Tree by Lady Gaga. And specifically the Michael Bublé version of Santa Baby.
Okay, so I'm going to need a little bit of help here. So the Christmas tree song is all about like, I'm a Christmas tree, don't you want to fuck me? Something like that.
Yeah, here, let me look up the lyrics really quick. Kenny loves this song, by the way. He just thinks it's really funny.
All right.
Yeah, so it's like it starts out with a bunch of like, here, let me hear it so I can make sure that I'm like representing this correctly. But yeah, it's like it's very aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
It's like very like early Gaga, like heavy synth, like what was the name of that song that came out before? The song that came out before Poker Face. It's like very much that era where it's like very heavy. Yeah. So it's like very heavily like, I mean, even auto-tune isn't even maybe the right word. And she's singing like she starts out by just going like ra pa pa pam, ra pa pa pam. And then she's like, light me up and put me on top. Let's follow la 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 la. And then she's like, the only place you wanna be is underneath my Christmas tree. Um, and then the Michael Bublé Santa Baby, because you had mentioned Santa Baby.
Yep.
And I really like the Eartha Kitt version of that song.
I have just very recently come around to agreeing with you on that.
Because she's really funny and it's very cheeky, I think.
Mm-hmm.
She's one of the few like black women that has like a big Christmas song.
Mm-hmm.
But that said, the Michael Bublé version.
Okay, that's the second time you've said Bublé.
I know, I can't say his name right.
Please say, just let me hear you say Bublé.
Bublé.
Mm-hmm.
The Michael Bublé version is one of the funniest things I've ever heard, but in a way that like hurts.
Okay.
In not a good way. Because the song is about essentially about seducing Santa Claus, right?
Sure.
The song is like, oh, Santa, could you like get me a bunch of really nice Christmas gifts? Because I'm just going to be waiting for you all night or whatever. And then the Michael Bublé version, he's like, I cannot come off as gay.
Okay.
So it's this like hetero supremacy where he's like, he sings Santa Baby once at the beginning and once at the end, but otherwise he's like, Santa buddy.
Mm-hmm.
And let me actually look up the full like lyrics so I can tell you all the weird times. He changes a bunch of the, so like he changes a sable to a Rolex. For some reason he says like it's like the changing of the lyrics, it's like why like this is apparently too gay for him. So like in the original it's Santa Baby, a 49 convertible to light blue. And in this one he says Santa buddy, a 65 convertible to steel blue. I'll wait up for you, dude.
Yeah. That's very strange.
And then like next he's like Santa Pally. I really want a yacht and that's not a lot. He says, I've been a sweetie all year. Let me get up the other lyrics to figure out what she says because it's not that. She says, I've been an angel all year. Apparently that's too much. He has to be a sweetie, which doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, there's no boy angels.
Okay. But here's where it gets like, oh, so she also asks for a duplex and checks, sign your ex on the line. And he says, Santa buddy, feel my stocking with Canucks ticks, 4 kicks.
Oh, that sucks really bad.
And then she asks for decorations from Tiffany's. Clearly he can't get anything from Tiffany's because it would make him gay. So he says, come and trim my Christmas tree with some decorations bought at Mercedes, which doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Okay, but here's the worst one. So at the end of the original Santa Baby, it's like he really does keep one-upping himself. The end of Santa Baby is she says, Santa Baby, forgot to mention one little thing, a ring. I don't mean on the phone, which is so funny. Like, that's such a funny thing. And it's especially funny because, you know, she had like upped the ante to like a deed to a platinum mine. And now she's just like, but we should just get married. Okay. Michael Bublé sings Santa Poppy. Forgot to mention one little thing. Cha-ching. No, I don't mean as alone.
It sounds like a comedy song.
It does, but it's not. That's the thing. Like, he just, like, why? I guess this is my problem with the song and why I think this is a worse song. Because
I'm not voting for it.
why, why, why record a song that is the conceit of the song? The premise is that Eartha Kitt is trying to like seduce Santa Claus. It's supposed to be like a sexy song that like someone could play like at a nightclub or something. You know what I mean? Like in like a sequined dress. If you're going to try to make it so that you don't come off as being effeminate at all, you know what I mean? Just choose a different song. There's so many Christmas songs, and instead you come up with this like toxic masculinity Christmas song. And it's like baffling to the point that parts of the song don't even make sense anymore. You can't say you forgot to mention cha-ching. That doesn't mean anything. It just fits the rhyme pattern. That's my argument for Michael Bublé's Santa Baby.
And we're back. Yeah, it sounds like it sucks really bad. I feel like I would need to hear both of these songs to pass judgment on them. I want to vote for the Lady Gaga song because I don't want to hear another word in my life about the Michael Bublé song. I want to stop talking about it permanently. So that's my vote.
Okay. Let's see if our chat has any tiebreakers here. Sarah and Aram, if you're still here, can you tell us if you have an opinion? I'm sure they're furiously typing away right now. Sarah says the Bublé song is the worst.
I saw that.
And she said it should go all the way. Aaron missed the first part of this. The first part is the Lady Gaga.
There was no first part. There was only for what feels like a year of my life.
Oh my God.
A discussion of the second song.
I did just play Aram.
Discussion is the wrong word.
Well, Sarah broke the tie.
Michael Bublé advances. Lady Gaga, you live to be nominated for an Oscar another day.
Okay. Wait, what does this say? Oh, okay. So this one they weren't both from Sarah, but she helped me with both of them. I was like, for the first one, I was like, Sarah, are there any like, what is the name of a Christmas song that's like, we're forgetting about Jesus? She was like, what? And I was like, where it's like, the reason for the season. And she was like, where are you, Christmas? I was like, yes, that's the song I was looking for. And then the other one is she was like, I really hate the Peanuts version of Christmas Time Is Here, which I love that whole Peanuts soundtrack from that Christmas special. I have it on vinyl, green vinyl. But she then said, those glum children singing, I hate it. And I take that point.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have an opinion here? Because I feel like I'm pretty in the middle.
Peanuts Christmas can do no wrong, in my opinion. Glum children singing could be my whole aesthetic, and I'd be fine with that, honestly. That sounds good to me. Yeah, so the Where Are You Christmas has got to be the answer here.
I'm good with that. Okay, this is a great one. A familial match. We have Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer.
A classic.
And I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus.
Whew, yeah. Okay, this is... this gets to the heart and the spirit, I think,
Yeah.
of why anyone would do this exercise. I think the worst, most annoying version of I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus is more irritating to me than the worst version of Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer, which is...
What are you thinking of? You're thinking of a specific version.
I mean, I can't tell you, I can't like describe it in specific terms that I can think of.
I think the version that I keep hearing this year is the Michael Jackson / Jackson 5 version.
Hang on, I'm doing some math, which I can't do very quickly.
That's fine.
Oh, right. Michael Jackson singing. I really did see
Yeah.
Santa Claus kissing mommy or whatever. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't hate that. Speaking of...
I have a specific problem. So Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer is like so violent and weird. Like, it's not just that she got run over, which might sort of be funny. It's that like she was drunk and forgot her meds.
Mm-hmm.
That said, the problem with I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus, which as a concept, the first time you've heard it is, I think, sort of maybe funny and interesting. Like if the conceit is like, it's dad.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's sort of funny. But that song really can only be sung by a child or else it's very weird.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you, like I have heard versions of the song this year that are sung by like a, 40-year-old woman or something. And
Yep.
it's like, it just doesn't make sense in that context. And it sounds weird. And it's like that's, I think, why I keep hearing the Michael Jackson version, because like that's the version that makes the most sense.
Yeah.
And I feel like that is a fatal flaw of that song, which is that it can't be sort of, I'm putting in really heavy scare quotes. I don't totally know what I mean by this, universal. So, which is to say that I still can go either way here, because I just feel like both of these songs are really flawed in their own ways.
Yeah. I've been playing this game forever.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, sometimes with games like this, I'm just like, I give up. This is boring. I don't care.
Yeah, this sucks. Which is 100% of the explanation for my grumpiness, because this is never ending. Yeah. So did you say what you're voting for?
No,
Okay.
I'm agreeing with you. Because I really just think they both suck, like pretty bad for their own reasons and pretty equally.
Part of me can still like tap into the my childhood self who thought Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer was pretty funny.
Okay.
And I've never really enjoyed I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus.
Yeah, I agree. I'll go with that. I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus was worse. Okay. All I Want for Christmas Is My Two Front Teeth. And Favorite Things, which I again put on here because it's not a Christmas song, but it's played at Christmas for some reason.
This one seems easy to me.
All I Want for Christmas Is My Two Front Teeth?
Yeah.
Yes, good.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna put... There's not a lot that you could put up against a song from The Sound of Music, and I would go,
It's hard to go up against Julie Andrews, which, by the way, I have a whole Julie Andrews Christmas album on vinyl. which apparently my grandma had when I was a young person because my Aunt Sally saw the picture of it and was like, so glad you still have those. And I was like, ooh, because I had bought mine at a church sale at a summer festival. But the first time I was playing it, Kenny was like, are these all going to be sung by that same lady? And I looked at him and I went, Julie fucking Andrews.
Very silly. Very silly thing to say.
I want a hippopotamus for Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Versus Away in a Manger. Now, Away in a Manger is specifically an Aram suggestion. And she is like, I was like, why Away in a Manger? And she was like, do you know the rest of the lyrics to that song? Which, do you know how that song ends?
Ends?
Yeah.
In a manger, okay. Oh, Jesus. Sweethead. Is the answer like it's like a type of prayer for like, I hope I don't die in my crib tonight or something like that?
Basically, yeah. It's like, I love you, Lord Jesus, look down from the sky and stay by my side until morning is nigh. Be near me, Lord Jesus, I ask you to stay close by me forever and love me, I pray. Bless all the dear children in your tender care and fit us for heaven to live with you there. Aaron was like, I don't like that this Christmas song is like, babies are gonna die someday.
Yeah, here's my take on that. It's pretty good.
You like that song?
I don't dislike it. Hippopotamus for Christmas.
Oh, it's very bad.
I feel like Hippopotamus for Christmas is really like overshadowed by a bunch of songs that are like in the same genre.
Uh-huh.
The genre of like, I want this, I want my 2 front teeth.
Yeah. It's like, somebody could do a mashup of the two.
Yeah. Sarah says, I'm into Away in the Manger. Very thoughtful. Hope babies don't die. Yeah, that's basically how I feel about it as well. This feels tough for me because I feel like I don't hear Hippopotamus for Christmas in my head. You
know what? I also thought to myself, I don't know this song. And then I listened to it and I was like, oh, yes, I do.
Yeah.
Which I think actually speaks to the fact that it's not even catchy.
Mm-hmm.
I think Hippopotamus is worse.
Yeah, I think I agree with you.
Okay. Sorry, Aram, but I hear your points. I think that this was a particularly bad matchup for Away in a Manger.
That was rough.
So next,
where are we in the bracket?
We have 4 more matchups of the original sets.
Gotcha.
The 12 Days of Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Versus We Three Kings of Orient. We Three Kings of Orient R is actually another Aram. Aram also said, it's okay. I think a lot of my suggestions probably reveal more about my very religious upbringing.
Mm-hmm.
But We Three Kings of Orient R is another Aram thing. And I said, yeah, I guess that Orient part didn't really age well, huh?
Mm-hmm.
And then 12 Days of Christmas I put on here because this song is so long and so repetitive. And then as Kenny pointed out, it has also opened the door to a million terrible parodies.
Yep.
The only good one of which is the, I don't know if you listened to this episode, but every year Paul F. Tompkins and Nicole
Parker.
Parker do an off-book episode that's a Christmas episode.
Yep.
And I think if it wasn't the first year, it was the second year that they did it. They did an improv version of All I Want for Christmas, or as of 12 Days of Christmas.
Sure.
And that was hilarious because they kept picking things that were like too long or too short. And they also had to remember what they were.
Yep.
And that I think was great. Also, how can any of those four people do any wrong? But yes, which is to say, I also am sort of split on this one. I probably am leaning more towards 12 Days of Christmas. I cannot emphasize how long that song is.
Yeah, of course. Soft spot in my heart was probably created for We Three Kings when, not surprisingly,
The Decemberists covered it.
No, I was one of the three wise men. If I was going to be anyone in a nativity play, obviously I was one of the three wise men. Probably sang a little bit of that song. And I think 12 Days of Christmas is worse.
Good. They were like, this guy's tall.
Yep. Everyone was like that, yeah.
Okay. Baby, It's Cold Outside. Rudolph, the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
That's tough.
I have come around on Baby, It's Cold Outside.
Yeah, Baby, It's Cold Outside is kind of fun, despite all the discourse.
Well, and a lot of the discourse that what turned me around on it, and I don't know if you'd seen this, was basically like,
I think we've discussed this before.
Yeah, like we're like not looking at it with the correct context. It was written by a husband and a wife. It was supposed to be flirty. It was in a time when it would have been taboo to just stay over for funsies. So you would have needed like a real serious reason.
Yep. Sarah's agreeing in the chat.
Yeah.
Rudolph, I kind of dislike the riffs on Rudolph.
Like what?
I mean, there's a lot of like,
Oh,
that song's just
Rudolph?
been iterated on so many times that there's so many like little additions, like George Washington.
Yeah.
Like a light bulb. I don't care for any of that in particular.
So Rudolph is worse.
Yeah, I think Rudolph is worse than what did we say?
Baby, It's Cold Outside.
Yeah, Baby, It's Cold Outside is better.
There we go. Okay. This is I can't believe that this is a weird one. Okay. The Hallelujah chorus,
Meaning,
always sung at Christmas concerts, from Handel's Messiah.
And what does it sound like?
Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
Okay.
For the Lord God omnipotent reigneth. Had to sing it every year. I can when I sing it, when I'm listening to a recording of it, I can still sing the alto part to that.
Sure.
But it's not a Christmas song. It's a fucking Easter song.
Okay.
Because in Handel's Messiah, there's 3 parts. And the Hallelujah chorus is in the 3rd part when Jesus is resurrected.
Mm-hmm.
And your personal favorite, do they know it's Christmas time?
to me, look, how many matchups are left in the first round?
After this, there's one more.
Okay, so I've heard almost every contender that you have to offer.
Rudy, what's wrong? Do you want to come here? He was just like in the doorway yelling at me.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. Yes.
I haven't heard anything that is worse than that fucking Live Aid bullshit or whatever the fuck it's from.
Okay, so I did not know this song by name. Did you know that they re-recorded it in 2014?
Maybe I knew that at some point. I don't know.
So they re-recorded it in 2014, and like One Direction is there. Bono is still there. George Michael is, of course, not. But they I guess they changed the lyrics a little bit, but it's so weird. It's such a weird song. And once I got to the chorus, I recognized it, but I didn't even recognize it before the chorus. Do you want to talk more about why this song is so terrible?
Yeah. Part of it goes like this. It goes, there won't be snow in Africa this Christmas time. The greatest gift they'll get this year is life. Where nothing ever grows, no rain nor river flows. Do they know it's Christmas time at all?
And do you know that music video for the original starts with people in hazmat suits taking an emaciated black woman off of her mattress on the floor out of her hut?
I'm sure I've seen it at some point, not in a long time.
So yeah, I agree with you. This is worse.
Dana's getting home, by the way. You might hear that
yay.
in the background.
Thank you for clarifying that you're not being robbed.
Yeah, of course. I could go on, but since it's advancing, we're going to keep talking about it. So yeah. I'll go on later.
So these two are Christmas Don't Be Late by the Chipmunks.
A classic.
And one of my personal least favorites, Christmas Canon by the Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
Yeah, it's gotta be that one.
Do you know why I hate that one?
Tell me.
On this night, on this very Christmas night. Very Christmas. What the fuck does that mean?
On this very night.
This very Christmas night.
It's not very Christmas. It's on this very night, which is also a Christmas night. You
have helped me with this a lot, Will. No one has ever corrected me when I've pointed this out before.
Well, you have a hard time when adjectives appear when you don't expect them to, like you're expecting an adverb. You've let it break up friendships before.
Wait, what else are you referring to?
I'm referring to a certain person's bio, who I won't name.
You'll have to text me later because I don't remember what you're talking about.
Okay.
But do you still agree that the Trans-Siberian Orchestra one is worse? I still don't like that song. It's just Pachelbel's Canon.
Yeah, I do actually like that, but not as much as I like
Christmas Don't Be Late.
Alvin wanting a hula hoop.
I love the way he says hula hoop.
Well,
hula hoop.
I don't know if you have this reference in your head, but I can't hear that song without thinking of a Christmas episode of The King of Queens.
Oh no, I never watched that.
Where Kevin James's father-in-law, played by Jerry Stiller, gets a big kick out of the Chipmunks Christmas song, and when it gets to that part, he says, "A hula hoop he wants." So yeah, that's in my head forever.
Okay, so we're at round 2.
Yes, we're down to what I would call the quarterfinals if we were recording this a few days ago. But what I should have called the Sweet 16, if I'm not
Yes.
mistaken.
The Sweet 16. Yes. Jingle Bell Rock. This is, I think, going to be easy. Jingle Bell Rock versus Happy Xmas War is Over.
Well, yeah, War is Over is much worse, in my opinion.
Yes. Okay, Leonard Cohen's Hallelujah versus Josh Groban's Polar Express.
I think it's the Josh Groban.
Yes, I think so too. Okay, Jingle Bells or the Bruce Springsteen version of Santa Claus is Coming to Town?
Hang on. Let me just devote enough attention to... okay, say it again.
Jingle Bells or the Bruce Springsteen version of Santa Claus is Coming to Town?
It's a little bit tough because part of me doesn't want to dislike the boss.
Uh-huh.
But I do think I would rather hear any given version of Jingle Bells.
I mean, it's not his fault that he decided on a shitty recording where he was being sloppy.
Again, I don't recall that, but I just recall a lot of like, you know, that Bruce Springsteen kind of like, hey Jim, or what, you know,
Yeah.
Max Weinberg on the drums, you know, whatever's happening in the band. So yeah, I think Bruce is my pick.
Yeah, me too. Okay, now this is an interesting one for me because I fully hate both of these songs. So I think I might have to go with you.
All right.
Drummer Boy,
Mm-hmm.
which is my least favorite Christmas song.
So I imagine you would want to take a stand here since you staked your claim on that.
Versus the Bublé Santa Baby.
Okay, if you're letting me decide, I'm gonna go with Little Drummer Boy.
Great.
Because the Bublé song just hasn't offended me in the past. I don't have enough exposure to it
I understand.
to have that.
Drummer Boy is just so slow and bad.
I don't have that relationship with the Bublé song.
Where Are You Christmas? I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus. Hilarious pairing.
This is kind of a toughie. I'm trying to remember a little bit more of Where Are You Christmas?
Here, let me bring up the lyrics.
Where are you Christmas?
Why can't I find you? It's by Faith Hill. Why have you gone away?
Mm-hmm.
Where is the laughter you used to bring me? Why can't I hear music play? The world is changing. I'm rearranging. Does that mean Christmas changes too? How do we end? Okay, and then she just like, where are you Christmas? Do you remember the one you used to know? I'm not the same one. See what time's done. Is that why you've let me go? But then there's no realization. She just says Christmas is here everywhere.
Yeah.
And then she says, if there is love in your heart and your mind, you will feel like Christmas all the time. Oh, I feel you, Christmas. Yeah, this is very weird.
As weird as that is, I think I might like the weirdness, and I think I like her voice.
She does have a very nice voice. Faith Hill has a really beautiful voice.
And the other one is Mommy Kissing Santa Claus, right?
Yes, I think that one's worse.
I think I dislike that one more.
Okay. I always, it's funny because whenever they do voting stuff for like competition shows where it's like the audience votes, I always want them to do the voting of who they think should get kicked off, not who they think should win, which I think is a funnier way to do it. And it's like, it's not fair, but it is funnier.
Yeah.
This is a perfect matchup.
Ooh.
And the next one is too. All I want for Christmas is my 2 front teeth versus I want a hippopotamus for Christmas.
Yeah, I think that's right. And I think that I think 2 front teeth is just way more prevalent.
I do also think it's more grating.
And enduring.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I have to go with 2 front teeth mostly because I've just had to hear it a lot more often.
Yeah, agreed. Okay. Next is the 12 Days of Christmas or Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I actually have a pretty solid feeling on this one personally, which is that both of these songs are very annoying.
Yeah.
But at least with Rudolph being annoying, it's over sooner.
I almost kind of feel like strangely like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. No, sorry. I'm trying to concentrate on 2 things at once, and so I'm not making sense.
12 Days of Christmas.
12 Days of Christmas is almost like it's barely a song.
Yes.
I think that's what makes it worse in my opinion.
So I also have some new background for this song, which is not to defend it, but to actually agree with what you were saying.
Go on.
Which is that this song was way older than I thought it was.
Okay.
Like, because originally it was for collie birds, which meant like coal birds. It was like slang, which is blackbird. But in like the 1700s or some shit. And there were lyrics published in the 1800s that changed it to calling birds. So like, it's not that calling birds, it's wrong. It's just not what it was originally.
Okay.
And also that first off, this person's getting all these birds. And so I saw somebody tweet today where they were like, you think you're getting all these birds and then you think you're getting 5 golden rings and then it's back to geese or whatever with 6. And this person retweeted this and said, yeah, 5 is still birds. 5 golden rings are like yellow ringed pheasants.
Okay.
Which, yeah, it's just like a very, very old song. Which I feel explains why it's so strange.
Yeah, for sure. I think I gotta give it to 12 Days of Christmas.
Agreed. Though Elliot singing 5 golden rings is a treat.
Absolutely.
Did you watch my Christmas card?
Yeah, and we talked about it. We were delighted.
That's right.
Delighted by it.
5 golden rings. Okay. Do they know it's Christmas time and Christmas canon?
Oh. Give me the pocket bell any day of the week. So I've already been over a few of the lyrics.
Yes.
What else do we got? We got So say a prayer, pray for the other ones.
Oh no, literally othering.
Um, at Christmas time, something about having fun. There's a world outside your window, and it's a world of dread and fear. and not to mention, perhaps most importantly, a sentiment. Actually, I should save that. As long as it's advancing. Can we agree that it's advancing?
Oh, it's advancing.
Okay. So what I'm about to say, I'm just putting it in my back pocket, saving it for the next round.
So I believe this is the quarterfinals.
As it should be, yeah.
Happy Christmas, War is Over, or the Polar Express song, which is called Belief.
That's tough. I mean, just as it is in a sort of recognition of legacy kind of a way, I think maybe as much as I've decried the War is Over song, I gotta be more generous to John Lennon than I do to Josh Groban.
Yeah, I was actually looking at this pairing, and I think that the Polar Express song is just like very boring and slow, and I feel like not meaningful in the way that he wants it to be.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, I mean, again, I'm not. I think there are. I think that there are some redeemable parts of that Happy Christmas, War is Over song, and I will say, even if you disagree with it or whatever, I feel like he was at least trying to do something,
Mm-hmm.
which, clearly I don't think he succeeded, but I think that it gives him I think John Lennon has a slight edge over Josh Groban.
Yeah.
Okay, Polar Express goes on.
So far, there's no get back about Josh Groban.
Yes. Okay. Santa Claus is Coming to Town, Bruce Springsteen, or Drummer Boy?
I have never thought of disliking Little Drummer Boy as much as you apparently do.
Uh-huh.
But I don't disagree with you. I totally understand where you're coming from with that. I think I might say Drummer Boy.
Thank you. I agree. As much as I really don't like that Bruce Springsteen recording either. Also, I also have seen a bunch of pretty funny jokes. It's like a joke that's made more than once, but every time I see it, I chuckle, which is basically saying Mary's just given birth, her infant's finally asleep, and suddenly some kid shows up and he's like, gonna play you a tune. Brum-pa-pa-pa-bum.
Well, yeah, I here's what I kind of thought you were gonna say. The joke is one of the lyrics in that song is the ox and lamb kept time, and the joke I've seen made about that is you're on the drum, you should. If anyone should be keeping time, that's the drummer's job.
Duty, yeah.
Right?
That's very funny. I think also, I will say, as much as I chuckle at that joke every time I see it, part of my reaction to that, though, is that, but he's not hitting his drum that hard. That's the thing. He's so slow about it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus versus All I Want for Christmas Is My Two Front Teeth. Another good matchup.
Yeah, more kids being kids.
So this is my thoughts, and then maybe this will sway you one way, because I feel pretty split on this one. All I Want for Christmas Is My Two Front Teeth is sonically a worse song.
Mm-hmm.
I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus is conceptually a worse song.
Yeah, and I go back to what I said about, the hippopotamus alternative.
Uh-huh.
That I haven't had to live with the hippopotamus as much as the two front teeth, and now I can say that about. Well, I've heard Mommy Kissing Santa Claus way more than I've heard All I Want for Christmas Is My Two Front Teeth. So I think that Mommy Kissing Santa Claus, I think in my lifetime
Has bothered you more.
has done more psychic damage to me.
I agree. Okay.
So I think I would go with that one.
I would too, yeah. Okay. 12 Days of Christmas. Do they know it's Christmas time?
Okay, yeah. So 12 Days of Christmas is a real contender.
Yes.
I could see it going all the way. That would be reasonable. Here's what I tucked away in my back pocket.
Okay.
Here's a sentiment that because of the Africa song, you will hear at Christmas time.
Okay.
So tonight, thank God it's them instead of you. That's such a fucked up thing to say.
What was their point
That's
here?
crazy.
What was their...
You can't be saying that.
What was their goal here?
You're not supposed to say that part. And it's really like belted out too. Tonight, thank God it's them instead of you.
It just really feels like someone was like, you better finish your plate. You know, there are children starving in Africa. And somebody was like, you know what? That would be a good Christmas song.
That's the meat of it, basically, right there.
There are children starving in Africa. God. It's like racist and fucks up your relationship with food.
Yes. Yeah, well, oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay. We're down to the final four.
Good.
Josh Groban, Polar Express, Drummer Boy.
Okay. So I feel like this Josh Groban thing is kind of a sleeper for me.
Yeah.
I said in the Marvel podcast episode, I think I said it about Loki.
Yes.
That there was something going on there where it was more than just an underdog. It was an underdog on an incredible run, and I think I had the word ballerina in my head.
Yeah.
And I think what I was trying to think of is like it's like a Cinderella story.
I see what you mean.
That's something that you say, right, about circumstances like that.
Yeah.
So hang on, I'm sort of invested on how this game is going to go.
Tension.
It is tension.
Oh yeah, there's a lot going on here. What deck is this?
I'm playing with the party deck.
Oh yes, okay.
And I'm fighting an opponent who's using the toughness greater than power meta that was given some nice cards in the latest set. It's kind of a squeaker.
What does that mean?
Well, it's neck and neck. What I'm trying to say, I'm not sure what's gonna happen.
Oh, like someone's gonna squeak by.
Yeah, that's right.
I've never heard somebody say it's kind of a squeaker. That's why I was like, what are you saying?
It's gonna be a squeaker. I think I might lose because one of these creatures is gonna hit me, and then he can just catapult another creature at me, and that will be enough to kill me. Unfortunately. And I've got him at 1 life too.
1 life to live.
Have mercy. Oh, but after that combat. Oh, okay. Never mind.
Great to see your brain working through this.
That was unfortunate. Yeah, so the Josh Groban thing is the Cinderella story, because I never. That's weird. I haven't seen that before.
What happened?
It's like, as I'm resizing this thing, it's giving me a message. Please move this window away from the shared application.
Wow.
Oh, you can see it on the stream now.
Oh, weird.
I think it was Zoom doing that.
It's like weird black and red. It looks fake.
It does. It did look fake, didn't it? It looked like my computer has a virus or something.
Yeah. Or like the computer's telling you specifically that you're doing a bad job.
That was odd. Yeah, I never even think about this Josh Groban song. I haven't thought about it in a long time, but I do think it might be one of the worst. Can you remind me? You gave me just like a little bit of it earlier, and I feel like
yeah. Here, let me bring it up real quick.
I feel like I need to be reminded how this goes. Something about if you just believe.
Yeah, let me get to the chorus for you. Oh, God. Am I already at a bridge? I skipped ahead a little bit. Let's see. Okay. Believe in what your heart is saying. Hear the melody that's playing. There's no time to waste. There's so much to celebrate. Believe in what you feel inside and give your dreams the wings to fly. You have everything you need if you just believe.
Yeah.
I actually don't know if that's exactly how it went, but because I didn't listen to that part, but it feels right.
That sounds right to me. What's the other option again? Sorry, I keep asking that.
Oh, no, you're fine. Drummer Boy.
Right. Okay.
Which let me actually look at the lyrics of Drummer Boy really quick, since we're doing a bit of a deep dive.
It was not cast, therefore it does not have Ward 10. Therefore I can do this. And they immediately gave up. All right.
Oh my God, this song is like 80% barumpa bum bum.
Yeah, so on Sarah says that was pretty good. Oh, I think she's referring to you singing the Josh Groban
Oh,
song.
thank you, Sarah.
But you know, maybe Sarah was referring to the game I just won, which was also pretty good. I don't mind saying, if I do say so myself. Then yeah. So I was trying to say, Sarah says the tune was right.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Good.
Um, saying a
There's
little,
one part of the song that's just little baby bum 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 bum. Like that's not even a clause.
yeah.
I am a poor boy too. Bum 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 bum.
Well, the speaker is addressing the little baby. Hey, little baby, I'm a poor boy too, like you are.
Also, babies don't give a shit about presents. I just want to say.
Um, yeah, I never, prior to this conversation, I never thought about disliking Little Drummer Boy that much. You did persuade me up to this certain point, but I don't think, Sarah says, I mean, take the present problem up with the Christmas story. Well, right, yeah, that was not invented for the song. I think my vote is for the Groban song.
Yeah, I can go with that. As much as I hate Drummer Boy, and I think it's very boring, the Josh Groban song is bad.
Yeah,
And Josh Groban is bad.
Yeah,
He's a bad man.
I never thought about that song too much, but now
You're like, now I really hate it.
In this context, it's like, oh yeah, that is particularly bad.
You're like, I really have hate in my heart now that I didn't have before. The real Christmas spirit.
Thank God it's Josh Groban instead of me.
I mean, I think we're going to know what the worst Christmas song is, but here we are.
Yeah.
I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus versus Do They Know It's Christmas Time?
Yeah, so we've been ragging a lot on this poor kid seeing Santa Claus kiss their mommy, but I in what seems like a Freudian typo, Aram asks, "What's wrong with Josh Groban?"
Josh Groban is a really well-known. He like cheats on everybody he dates. He's like a terrible liar.
He's a philanderer.
Yeah. He's just like a really shitty person. Like he treats women really shittily. Gabby Dunn, who is a former BuzzFeed person who now does a lot of other things. Their partner, Mal Blum, is a musician. And Mal had a TikTok where they said something like, my partner, Gabby, gets a little anxious about me being a musician because they've dated musicians before. And so that means I very regularly have to very seriously sit down with Gabby and remind them that I am not Josh Groban. There's other terrible things too that I can't like think of off the top of my head, but sure. He has an angelic voice, but
not the type of voice that I really care to hear.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like it's sort of like Bocelli light, right?
Yep, I agree with that.
And Bocelli is like so powerful and so good that like to hear a light version of that, I'm sure like to hear it live, you'd be like, wow, this is wonderful. Will, can you?
Okay, so like more niche cultural knowledge than like a kazoo. LOL.
Do you know about this?
I don't know what that's referring to.
So one day, Aram was visiting, and we were sitting on the couch watching a children's show with Elliot.
Think you told me this. She didn't know what a kazoo was.
And Kenny and I literally, like, we're sitting like this, and it's like, I think she was over here, but let's pretend she was over here. It was like me, Kenny, Elliot, Aram.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, "What's a kazoo?" And Kenny and I literally both leaned over and were like, "What?"
Yeah.
But it was from that I learned that a kazoo is actually a very regional American children's instrument.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, so yeah, is it more niche cultural knowledge than the kazoo? Yeah, definitely, Aram. But it is definitely like, it's not just these two people that I've heard that Josh Groban sucks from. They're just the ones that I think have the funniest story from.
Yeah, totally fair. So I came into this, absolutely, from the get-go, gunning for, do they know it's Christmas time at all? I had already decided
Yeah.
that was the one to beat, as they say.
Yeah.
Do you agree with me on this, or
I pretty much do. I'm trying to see if there were lyrical differences in the 2014 version. And I'm looking at the Wikipedia because I thought that there was something about Band-Aid 20. That's the one that came out in 2004. Oh my gosh, this has been a couple of times. So Band-Aid 20 came out in 2004. And Band-Aid 30 came out in 2014. Okay. Oh, the changed. Okay. Are you ready for some changed lyrics for the 2014 version?
Yeah, please.
Where the only water flowing is the bitter sting of tears. Is where where a kiss of love can kill you and there's death in every tear, which I actually don't know which one is worse. Will.
Jesus Christ.
Well, tonight, thank God, it's them instead of you was replaced with, well, tonight we're reaching out and touching you, which I don't love, but is probably better than the original. Well, there won't be snow in Africa this Christmas time is replaced with bring peace and joy to Christmas, this Christmas to West Africa specifically.
This is a mess. This whole thing is a mess.
They were like, we got to change some of these lyrics. The greatest gift they'll get this year is life is replaced with a song of hope where there's no hope tonight.
Sure.
Which is also bad.
Mm-hmm.
What is this idea that it sucks to be in Africa where nothing ever grows, or West Africa specifically in this one, where nothing ever grows, no rain or rivers flow, is replaced with why is comfort to be feared? Why is to touch to be scared?
I don't like hearing any of this.
Underneath that burning sun is replaced with and all there is to come, which outside of the context is not. Okay, so apparently all of the do they know questions are rephrased with how can they know? And feed the world alternates with heal the world in this version.
Okay, so this reminds me, I had something else to say about this song.
Yes, what's that?
Just take the title.
Mm-hmm.
Do they know it's Christmas time at all?
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, Christmas time and its existence, whether it is or it isn't, it is an epistemological question.
Yeah.
By that I mean, if you don't know that it's Christmas time, then it isn't Christmas time. What makes it Christmas time is your part in it, your knowledge of it, not only knowledge, but acknowledgement of it.
Uh-huh. Agony and acknowledging it. Yeah.
It's not inherently Christmas time.
Yeah. Yes.
So,
Also, it's it's one thing to have a song about Christmas.
yes, it is.
It's another thing to have a song that believes that people are suffering.
Mm-hmm.
It's a third thing to imply through a Christmas song that people are suffering because they don't know it's Christmas because they aren't Christian.
Right.
And that's what this song is doing.
Yes.
I cannot believe they re-recorded this in 2014 and nobody was like, have you guys heard this? This song is like really problematic, if not explicitly racist.
It's pretty appalling.
I never, and you were saying how I brought up Drummer Boy and also the Josh Groban song is sucking. And this song was not on my radar. I never would have.
Yeah.
Never would have put this song on the list.
That's nuts to me, because to me, yeah, nothing says.
The part of this song that when I heard it, I recognized it was the part where they're going, oh, oh, which has no words.
But well, that's when they go feed the world.
Oh, see, this might have been me
Let
just
them
like
know it's Christmas time and feed the world.
apparently the feed the world part my brain was just registering once again as a nonsense song. Oh, I forgot to tell you that when we were talking about Jingle Bells, just really quick to go back, that Elliot has consistently been singing Bells on Bobtail Ring, Making Spirits Cry.
I don't mind that.
And I don't know if I told you this or not, but I'm going to bring it up again. He's since fixed himself because he sings it like the chorus pretty much perfectly. But for the first like maybe 4 days, he was singing the chorus to Last Christmas. He was singing, this year, I'm saving my tears to give them to someone special.
These are all improvements.
Yeah. So yeah, it's Christmas time. Do they know it's Christmas time? A terrible song. It's so bad, Will, honestly. It feels like it's a parody.
Yeah.
It feels like that that genre of like we're a bunch of musicians, we're going to have like 80 people sing a song. Mm-hmm. It feels like that happened and then someone was like, to parody this, we'll make it a Christmas song. Like that will be the road that we take to parody this so that we're not just like making the same song as a parody.
Right.
Instead of like somebody genuinely being like, that worked the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean, I think we know what the answer is, but it does come down to Josh Groban versus Do They Know It's Christmas Time?
Yeah, I think this is a great finals. It does sort of confirm that I was right all along. That I was correct. That Do They Know It's Christmas Time at all? Is the worst.
I will say this, and I don't mean this in a good way. Like I don't mean this as in a this should be the metric necessarily.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But if I had to just listen to this Do They Know It's Christmas Time over Drummer Boy, I would like 10 times in a row, let's say, mm-hmm. I would much rather listen to Do They Know It's Christmas Time over Drummer Boy.
Yeah.
So I think that, which is to say, I think that I can stand solidly by my statement that Drummer Boy is my least favorite Christmas song, while also acknowledging that this one is the worst.
Part of this leads me to another important point, mm-hmm. which is that part of what makes Do They Know It's Christmas Time at all so repugnant is that it does sort of, in my opinion, it demands to be sung along with.
Yes. Yes.
In a way that I can easily fall victim to, despite my strong feelings about it.
I also think that part of what makes Do They Know It's Christmas Time so repugnant is that so many people have consistently signed on to be a part of it.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And like at least 4 different times, like 20 people, some the same and some different each time, have been like, yeah, this is a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
This song is solid. We're doing good by doing this. It's like joyful and emotional to have this like montage music video where we're each sing, where we're like a bunch of really famous people standing as if we're in a chorus, which is hilarious to think about.
Yeah, that's right. It's it has this charming veneer.
Yeah.
That can really pull the wool over your eyes. And what's underneath is really quite insidious.
Very terrible. It's very white supremacist. It's very, I don't know, patriarchal. It's very Christianity's the like white. It's very white Jesus. That's probably the best way to sum that up in a phrase.
Yeah, that's right.
So yeah, the worst Christmas song is Do They Know It's Christmas Time?
That's right, Liz.
Congratulations. Now, that said, as I just said, Little Drummer Boy is the most boring one to listen to.
Yeah, that's fair. Sarah says, I agree with all these assessments, including the winner. Surprised and pleased Groban made it so far. I don't know what counts as classic, but I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus is the worst personally. Yeah, I think... Look, yeah, these are... Many of these are fine choices.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like... And also, I saw a thing on Twitter a couple of years ago where people were like, I'm just realizing that the conceit of the song is that it's just... like
My
the dad.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, how did you not realize that, one? But also, two, I will say it does suggest that on Christmas Eve night, a man dresses up as Santa only for his wife.
Well, I mean, maybe they wanted to give the kid a show.
That's not the kind of show I want as a child.
All right. Well, this game just got interesting.
There was a relationship Reddit post from last year about somebody who had a Grinch kink.
Sure.
Who was like, I'm trying to convince my boyfriend to dress up as the Grinch or whatever. Uh-huh. But it starts by saying like, I have a Grinch kink. And then the second sentence is like, it's really not that uncommon. Mm-hmm. And Kenny and I that's like something Kenny and I will say to each other now when we see like a weird thing, like a very obviously weird thing that's very niche, is we'll be like, it's really not that uncommon.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's totally fair, justifiable.
Like maybe 0 of you have heard of this before, but it's really not that uncommon.
I can't argue with that. I can't be surprised by something like that.
Will, are you gonna lose, man?
Yeah, I think so.
Hey, you have pretty good stats though.
Well, I think I've drawn land on the last like 3 turns, so the game does not want me to win.
Oh no, I mean for your total win-loss.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. That's pretty bad in my opinion.
Well, some of us think that would be a very successful evening.
Yeah. I did think that this would go better.
Do you mind if we wrap it up so that I can see my child before he goes to bed?
I guess I can allow that.
But I'm really glad that we were able to fit this in pre Christmas.
Yeah, me too. Thank you for making the time, and thank you for making the bracket.
Of course. Thank you
And
for talking through some terrible songs with me and some
yeah,
less terrible songs that may have terrible parts.
yeah, exactly. That's I haven't checked in a while, but I think that's what Christmas is all about. Um, that sounds right to me. Um, I what so are you're leaving town tomorrow, is that right?
Yeah, so we're leaving town tomorrow. Um, Harrisburg until the 26th, and then Moscow until I think the 29th. And then we're driving to Harrisburg and then um driving home on the 30th. We're gonna stay a night in Harrisburg just because it's such a long drive, but also we're picking up Rudy and like we're gonna have all our presents there. That
Yeah.
we're not gonna like take our presents to Moscow. We're gonna keep them in the car. We're gonna keep them at my mother's house.
I also wanted to ask you, were you uh you've been going to work, so were you particularly busy on Monday or
This Monday,
yeah, this past Monday?
um, Elliot was sick.
Oh, okay.
Why?
I couldn't think of a reason why you posted the episode Sunday night when you always do it on
Oh,
Monday.
it was because Elliot was sick
Okay, gotcha.
and I had time, so I did it.
That makes sense.
Elliot came back from um going out with Kenny and had sort of been coughing, but then Sunday he had his like raspy
Yeah,
voice that because he's so little still that he still has like weird sort of croupy sort of breathing.
yeah.
And then we thought he was fine, but I was like, I was like with him home all day. And then I was like, I did it like when he went to bed that night. And then the next day, lo and behold, he had a fever. We had to get him tested for stuff. And then he also had to be home on Tuesday.
Is he back to normal today?
He is.
Good.
Tuesday, he was fine, which was annoying, but
Yeah,
you have, when you have a fever, you have to wait 24 hours. And
right.
so even though his fever was at 7 a.m.,
Mm-hmm. Sure.
very annoying. I mean, I'm glad that they're being safe, but very annoying.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, today he got to learn about Kwanzaa.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Probably more than I ever learned about it. Whatever he learned.
Yeah. He learned about a kinara and he
Mm-hmm.
made, I forget the name of it, but there's like a mat that you make.
All right.
He made a little flag.
You've already confirmed that my statement that that's more than I ever learned.
Yes.
Uh, so yeah, I'm very glad we could fit this in when we did.
Yes.
I've got very important business coming up after dinner, which is watching the Bachelorette finale.
Enjoy. Have so much fun.
Thank you so much. And important business tomorrow. Fingers crossed. Hopefully, we're going to go see The Matrix.
Yes.
We've just completed our rewatch
And
of the trilogy.
that's coming out on HBO Max, so I'll be able to watch that.
And not only is it coming out, it has
Oh, it's already out?
been coming. Yeah, it's out as of today.
Oh, I thought it was tomorrow for some reason. But yeah, okay, cool.
Yep. So good luck. Safe travels and all that.
Yes. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Sarah has the tracking information since it's coming to her house, but
Great.
your stuff should be there Monday.
Right.
So whenever you all can get together.
Yep. I'm excited. We'll be getting together, I think, on Christmas Day at some point, the six of us. So
Nice.
we will keep you posted.
Okay. Well, I love you very much. Thank you for listening in, Aram and Sarah, and being our tiebreakers a couple times.
Thank you to the tiebreakers, and see you in the new year.
See you then.
2022. War is over,
If you want it.
and so is the stream.